Hello, good evening, good night, rather. It is 2:43 in the morning, and it is Monday morning, the 4th day of May. And I am probably going to consider going to bed, which bizarrely, it's a little early for me. So I don't know if I'm going to listen to some radio or some stuff, or just see if I can, just sleep. I deleted my transport fever. I got as far as I think I could get, but it did leave me wanting to beat my score of getting the 3 different towns up to around a population between 7 and 800. So I thought I could try another one. Although, to be honest, I think I'm going to have to make my own map. Because in the ones I've looked at, the randomly generated maps, it's just a pain in the ass. You have an industry, let's say, and you need to make tools, so you need a forest, and you need the sawmill. And on the game I just looked at, I had the tool factory, and then not too far away, but far enough to install a railway track, I had the forests. But then the one sawmill was on the very, very far end of the map. And I know this is the nature of the game, it's the challenge, and there are times when that kind of a challenge is fantastic. But there are also times when I don't want to go through all that hassle because I'm trying to do other things. And it's not that I want everything to be just laid out perfectly beside the town, but when you're trying to do one of these production lines, and in one half of the map you have to go all over the place to get most of the products for the production line. But when it ends up that the factory is on the far right-hand bottom corner, and the product is on the far top left-hand corner, it's just kind of ridiculous. To me, anyway, the game becomes a kind of pain. It's like it's frustrating, it's kind of irritating, and it kind of drifts into becoming work. That's the only way to describe it. The fun element starts to leave it a little bit. So I may design my own map. I don't want to make it too easy, but I don't want to make it fucking ridiculously awkward either. And then I'd like to see what happens if a town goes over 1,000. I still have that problem with this game that I feel when you get to a point, there's not much more to do. Maybe all of these games are like that, but it comes to a point when you just get fed up of it. But I'm still interested enough to try some more. I haven't fallen out with it yet. Otherwise, yes, today was a good day. And I shall say good night at this point and consider going to bed. There you go, that's on. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome. So in the distance, Flo is cutting the grass around the cars. And when I go back, I may have to cut the grass in our garden, in inverted commas. Otherwise, today is Monday again. It's another Monday. It's the 4th of May. Monday, 4th of May, yes, indeed. And it's sunny enough to require sun cream. We're starting to kind of touch on days that are definitely summer. Of course, it's absolutely beautiful out now. I've got my Sony camera, that camera, and it's really beautiful because you've got all the poppies everywhere, and you've got that wonderful green, rich green crop, which will start to turn brown in the next few weeks. But at the moment, to my left here, as I'm taking these pictures, we've just got a wonderful big field of poppies. Beautiful, big, healthy poppies. That's pretty good. I was able to manage that camera with one hand, and it fits in the pocket. Handy thing. Can't really imagine. I'm trying to think what would it have been like for me if back in 1987 maybe, as I'm starting to go out and I'm trying to be David Bowie, and I've got the other camera, the one my mother gave me. If back then someone had handed me that camera and the appropriate laptop and said, here you go, this is a device where you can take pictures, I'm not sure if I can view them back on this. I'm afraid to do that on that one because that's what maybe stopped as well. But can you imagine if you had a device like that? Back in those days. Anyway. So I'm out for my afternoon walk. I was woken up again this morning. I was up with Flo at 7 because of the incessant barking. Hosanna had come over again. When I got out of bed, she was standing at the door with Flo. And then everybody barks. And I think maybe Brad, the bad dog, may have been around as well because Tuco was acting very hysterical. So Flo had to bring Hosanna back. And when I wake up like that and get up, there's just not much point in just trying to go back to sleep straight away. So I had some tea and I just kind of browsed some stuff. I let the sleep come back to me. Might have been better if I stayed up, then I'd be able to go to bed early tonight. But why? I like getting up in the afternoon, it's fine. This afternoon, besides cutting the grass, if that's still to be done, I may clean the room, my room again, computer room. Get rid of the tapes and try and get it back to some kind of minimal look. Ooh, and I got to the end of my Transport Fever game. Seems to be the way now. You play it up to a point and then, you know, that's enough. But I enjoyed it, and there's a certain kind of there's a certain nice routine in the games now. got to the point where I got each of the 3 towns almost up to 800, which is pretty good. And I ended up with lots of money. And I thought, well, you could start again and that could be your target. And, you know, maybe each time because I think each time I play, I move on a little bit. I learn something else, I accomplish something else. But what I really want to do now, I was thinking about this last night, and it made me eager to get back into the game, actually thinking about it. That was to design my own map and put 3 big towns, kind of one at the top, one in the middle and one at the bottom. And then, unlike the last time, 2 not kind of, there's not like put industries right beside the towns. I mean, put some of them close to the towns, the ones that where the next step in the production is that they deliver the goods to the town. Those factories you could put pretty close to the town. So I have an idea, I have a setup in my mind where the bottom town and the middle town will take fuel and building materials, the red bricks, and I'll put those factories in the middle, and I'll put everything they need on the wings, so to speak. And I'll supply both of those towns, but it'll still take a certain amount of organization to get things running. And then the town on the top will use tools, and I think it's machines, thing where you need planks and you also need steel. And then on the outskirts of that town I will put all the necessary subsidiary companies like the iron, coal, forests. And I should try and hook everything up that way. And I will be very, this time, I'm going to try and pay special attention to the transport this time. I'll try and put effort into connecting the 3 towns, and also the transport within a town. See if I can find out why is it that in each, so far I've played, it's like one bus stop normally is full. One bus stop is full and the others are empty. I'll have to see why that is. Yes. Who is that passing? That could be Jean Don, the farmer. I'm taking lots of pictures today. Even pictures of myself. How about that? Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. And I'm also looking forward to doing a little bit of Red Dead Redemption at the moment. I'd like to maybe start Red Dead Redemption and do an hour or 2 and set up the next camp, because that's where we're going. It's funny when you think about it. We've got this town, there's 2 towns, Valentine and Strawberry, and our camp is, I don't know, a few miles from Valentine, but not 100 miles or anything. But the funny thing is, I have killed so many people, and I don't mean as I'm roaming around, I mean in the missions. I mean, there's no way of avoiding it. It's just you have to, if you want to pass the mission, you have to do this. And I've just killed so many people in Valentine in that last mission, maybe 20, 30 people. And in Strawberry, the same thing. If it were real life, a real life gang, even in the Wild West, my God, you'd be the most notorious gang who ever got on a horse. But still, I'm looking forward to getting to the next part. What else? 4th of May. Yeah. I was saying to Flo yesterday, I was kind of not particularly looking forward to going back because of the hassle, and also because there's a certain security here. You know, walking here beside the river, and there's really nothing close way anyway. You know, just the river and forest. And although nobody is that safe, I mean, you know, there by the grace of God. But there is a strong feeling of being safe here from the virus. It feels that we're really in a nice little contained community, and providing we mind our distances, we are fine here. And it's like there's a part of me would almost like to carry right on like this, you know, until even if it's until they find a vaccine, or at least go through the next 3 months, let's say, go through the whole summer, and maybe, well, just see what happens. Yeah, I like the kind of no news. I like the we don't know when restaurants are open. I'm not particularly looking forward to when they start saying, now you can open and you have to do this. I mean, it'll be kind of interesting to work in a different way. And I guess it's still a very small village. We're still lucky. We're still lucky to be in a small village. And it's still just a few hours work every day and a lot of walking. That'd be the good thing, walking back from the Connemara and walking to the Connemara. Oh, today is really nice. I was kind of thinking last night about all the stuff I have and the stuff I do on the internet, and how, in a sense, pointless it all is. I know there's this. The one thing that I think is good is that there is some kind of a footprint of me left there somewhere. Well, let's say it satisfies a certain urge to leave a mark somehow, you know. It satisfies some urge to have some stuff left somewhere out there. But going back over the stuff, and you know, three views, 4 views, and they're all mine. I mean, most of them. So that and all the projects that I do. And then I was thinking about the tapes and photographs and things, and thinking, you know, it's an attachment to objects that are not really that important. Not really that important. The river is as clear as crystal clear. Anthony Hopkins was doing a little video yesterday, just showing his, I guess he lives on his own. He was in a big studio of paintings. It was interesting because the paintings were all like faces. And I thought, that's kind of similar to the sketches I used to like doing. And then I thought, well, that's one kind of art form that I could keep doing, because I could keep doing faces over and over. I never get tired of doing them, because you never really know what's going to come. So, must be something to do. It really is just doing. It's just amusing, entertaining myself. That's what it should be. There should be no importance in anything. I'm just doing stuff for the fun of it. Walking down the riverbed heading toward the electricity lines. It's funny, I've been doing audio vlogs since the beginning of the year. I must be repeating myself something terrible. I guess I know that at least when I'm talking about transport fever, it's slightly a different variation on a theme. Now that I'm thinking of, I mean, I already have done 3 times, but this time I'm going to spend some time planning it out. And I am still getting something out of that game. And it's got that benefit, like SimCity, which I think is a big advantage in the game. If you really look forward to the very beginning of a new map, that can make the game really, really replayable. And also, it's so easy to sell things and stuff. It's so easy to start again. There was a girl sitting in the bushes. That's tough when you get back to something I was talking about a few days or weeks ago. There was a time, maybe, although I don't know for sure, I don't know, but when I was 20 years younger, me walking past a girl like that would have caused a different reaction in the girl than now. Being 34 is a different thing to being 54. I know, because I was 34 and 24, and I was in the reverse situation many times. Anyway, what was your activity around here on the right hand side? I guess it's maybe younger people coming from St. Pancras. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the 2 games tonight. I'm up for it. There's the inevitable sound of the chainsaw. Oh, somebody cutting something. Me and Flo are in good form in the last few days, but somehow it's inevitable that we're going to end up at some point in that negative state. She's going to have a go about me about something or other. She's going to be in a bad mood and I'm going to react. What I have to learn to do is just keep my mouth shut and not react. I think that works best. Allow her to express and expel the bad energy she needs to. And not, well, to be honest, sometimes I don't like that kind of confrontation. Sometimes women, and maybe people like Flo, they're hoping to get the confrontation. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they'd feel better with the confrontation than with the silence. That's difficult to know. Sometimes they want the reaction. So, well, again, to give the reaction, but as long as I keep in mind what I'm saying, you know, and I don't get too, well, dark in the response. Could give a reaction. This really is the month of green here, May. By the time we're halfway through June, if the sunny weather continues, which it more than likely will, things are going to start to go brown. And then it's the longest day, and then it's July. Of course, the thing I've acclimatized to over here is that this is not Ireland, and also I think things have just changed over the years, so in my mind it's still June, July and August are the holidays. I think that's because of school, because that's the months we got off. But here, and also going back to school in September was always, my memories of September back in the days were dark evenings and wet and windy. But not here. You can have a good month of June, July, August obviously, and then September. Well, September can be just like June. The evenings mightn't be as long, but September and October can be really mild, and you can still be forgiven for thinking you're still kind of in summer. It's really not till after Christmas that you can get the really wintry weather. Yeah, this is kind of a boring podcast. Lots of birds and crickets. Anyway, I don't mind if it's boring or not. I like the fact that I've been very consistent with these things right since the beginning of the year. I could put all these together, and I've probably most days I would have uploaded, I would have recorded something. I don't think I'm ever going to upload them anymore. Yes, indeed. 57. I'm on 57. I want to find a connection one day soon and just see how much space I've got. Kind of curious. It's not 57 days, because sometimes like today I actually did a recording at around 2 or 3 o'clock this morning, so that would be 2 audios for today, and I think in March sometimes I've done 2, maybe 3 even on the one day. So, yes, indeed. Okay. I think I'll sign out. 26 minutes. Goodbye for now. Have a nice day. We shall see you again tomorrow.